Razak, obviously this hasn't been the greatest two-fight stretch of your career, right? So talk to me. I mean, how difficult has this been, I guess, maybe kind of mentally to have to deal with these losses?
Uh, it's very difficult, very very difficult. You go from being so dominant in a way that you never expected something like this to happen to you, and then get in there, and something like this happened. But I've also realized something that in my last two fights, I came in with the wrong mentality in both fights. One, I came in with my weight not being where it's supposed to be as a fighter. No matter what the pain I've gone through, I should have still be a professional coming on weight. The weight was too high to cut from all the way there, and then come down was just too much. But so that's why when my manager talked to me to try this 85, so I was like, yeah, it would be good for me for right now because I was too high, and to cut it naturally would take a lot of time. So that's why I try to start to I try to start to 85 to see how things go from there.
Nice. So I saw on social media you had posted, bad decisions. Where you credited bad decisions. So is that the bad decisions you're talking about? Or are you talking about tactics in the fight itself?
Yes, bad decision as in my health-wise, my food-wise, like everything I ate was, I was still thinking 2 years back. So let's say before I went through all the situation that I went through, I could eat the same kind of food, right? And I will weigh good. My body will feel right. But after that 2-year layoff, with all the weight that I gained, the body was not responding the same way it was responding 2 years back. You see? And in my head, I'm thinking I've done it before. It's just going to happen. Instead of listening to what my body was going through. And mentally, like I said, all Africans were raised in a way that you're always mentally strong. And you're always alone in a way that if something happened, you can deal with it by yourself. And going through what I went through, I felt like I'm okay. I don't need help from anybody, And actually, when I sat down and talked to Kamaru, it's like, look, we all go. This is not a normal situation for human beings to go through, especially with the kind of trauma. So you might need to sit down with somebody and talk to somebody to help you to make sure your mind is at the right place when you get in the ring. So I was like, yeah. So
nice. So now the move to middleweight. Did you do anything differently in terms of like trying to pack muscle on, or is this just like, hey, I won't have to cut weight, or what do you think?
Both in a way. So I didn't gain weight. A lot of people when you're trying to move to a different division, it's like I need to gain more weight. But my coaches warned me. One, you were already way above what you're supposed to weigh to go to. So you were already walking at somebody that's supposed to be at 85 already. So right now, you just make sure we cut the weight right, so we can have the strength, the endurance, and everything to be able to fight and compete with their strength at 85. So that's what we did.
Do you feel like it's a permanent move, or is this just kind of like, let's see how we feel, and then we'll go from there?
For me, right now, I feel like let's see how we feel. But I like 85 too, It's both divisions. It's like, if I feel like it will be easy to cut the 85, I'll just say 85. If I feel like I can find a good dietitian that will help me for the 70 to be easy like it used to be, then I'll definitely go to 70, because there's a lot of things you have to look at 85. 85, a lot of guys are way taller than I am. Long reach, it might get to some point,
So all these variables, and then it's Ramadan this week as well, right?
Yes.
So does that complicate things these final couple of days?
Not really. Because as a traveler, I can choose to fast now, or I can fast later since I'm a traveler. So I'm taking some few days off, and then I'm doing some few days while I'm fasting. It's also going to help me cut the weight, so that's actually going to help.
Very nice. Talk about the matchup itself. Jacob, did you know much about him? Did you watch his game? What do you think about him?
Yeah, I know a little about him. I never underestimated him. It's a fight. Especially a lot of people saw his last fight, and that's all they know him about. Just like my last fight, you get caught, and things happen. So I'm not looking down. If anybody's looking down on him, I'm not looking down on him at all. I know he's a good fighter. He's an all-round fighter. And I know he has a good training partner too, Whitaker. So Whitaker's a good fighter. So you can tell you that he has to be a good fighter to be able to have a good training partner like that. So I'm not looking down on him at all.
Nice. Last thing for me, obviously the goal here, you want to get back into that win column. But
yes.
What's most important? I mean, is it like proving something to yourself that you still belong, or is it proving something to other people, maybe people that have doubted you? Like, what's most important?
I think everybody have doubted me right now, especially with the last two fights. Even the people that believed in me, I feel like they don't believe in me as much anymore because of what I went through. But it's not just to prove to them, to prove to myself that I am here, and I'm not going nowhere. And also, it's hard for somebody to come from winning a lot, and all of a sudden, 2 straight losses like that. It hurt. It hurts the feeling. It's like, so right now it makes me even way more angry. I need some win. I need it really bad, for myself, for my family, for my soul. I know the most hurtful part about the last fight is my son. He's gone to an age that he's watching the fight. I don't like my family watching my fights at all. But since my wife have Googled my name on YouTube so much, so he just clicked on my name and he watched my fight. And I was so hurtful that he saw my last one, what happened. It's really, really hurtful. And that's not something I want to repeat or ever lose again for my son, to go on there and then watch his dad losing. That's something that'll never happen again.
Just a quick one from me. You mentioned that you're sort of warming up to the idea of sitting down and talking to someone about how it can help you. Has it helped you? Or have
Very,
yeah?
very. Not just talking to a professional, but talking to other friends and other athletes. Like I said, Kamaru doesn't have to help me at all. But for me, he's a good friend. I consider him a brother. Sat down, talked to me, helped me in so many ways. Not just that, other fighters, my coaches, they also helped me. So instead of me feeling like I need to deal with this by myself, or I'm thinking nobody knows my pain but just me, but that doesn't help me at all. So they were able to help me. So I feel like it helped a lot.
Is there something special about it being someone like Kamaru who's so successful that you realize that even at the top, people still have these thoughts, they still have these doubts?
Yes, it's because, he's very disciplined in everything he does. Anything he can do that can help him physically and mentally, he will do it, right? And he's the kind of person that when he saw that somebody's lacking in that department and they might be taking it lightly, he'll talk to them. He'll be like, so what we talked about is, for me, mentally, like I said, we were raised in a way that you go all day, no food. You go a couple of days, no food. You have to hustle and find a way to. So you grow up feeling I do everything by myself. I don't have it, I need to go do it by myself, you see? And so a lot of us don't believe in talking to a mental coaches or psychiatrist. If you say something like that, we're like, no, we don't. I don't.
Well, it's actually funny. I think the last time I spoke to you, I said, have you thought about talking to someone? And you laughed at me and said no.
Yeah, yep. It's like, no, we don't need that. We just deal with it ourselves in our head. And I realized, especially as time went on, that it affected me more than it affected me. It's like I'm not myself anymore. Even when I go to places, it's kind of embarrassing in a way. I'm thinking, did this really happen to me? How? But talking to somebody, you're realizing, there's God put some stuff in your way for a reason. God was trying to help me in a way, so it's not just to punish me, but just to teach me a lesson in a way. So, you get to learn from that. So, yes, just friends, coaches, and psychiatrists, kind of help so much.
Well, I'm glad Kamaru and I could both,
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much, man.